Okay, I just started recording the session. So everybody who is in the chat, let's see, Luke, Dominic, Erica, and Ernest, go ahead and put your names in again just to make sure that the recording captures it. One more time with everybody's names. Everybody go ahead and put your name in the chat. Okay, and everybody who is anybody is at harlandale.net right now. What does it say? Try again. Sometimes that's just because too many people are asking at once. All right. So welcome students, welcome everybody to the live session. Second period students who are here in person, remember that this is the class period that we do our live stream on. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do a quick video of what we're doing so that everybody can see what we're doing, and then people who are unable to catch the live stream or need to like just refresh themselves will have something to watch to see what it is that we did in class. Okay. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about today, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and try to find our student textbooks. Okay, your student e-textbooks are basically on the Harlandale website. If you go to the For Students, let me go ahead and present. I'm going to go ahead and present a window here. Okay, everybody should be able to see my screen with the Harlandale Independent School District website up right now. You will go here. You will go here to the For Students tab. That is where you will go. And you will look. Don't click on For Students. You can just like let the drop down come out. If you're on your phone, you might actually have to click on it because drop downs don't work really well on phones. Go over here to the one that says Single Sign-On. Click on Single Sign-On. And you, my students, will put in the same exact login information that you always do, your student ID number, and then the same password, the capitalized first 4 letters of your last name, the last 4 numbers on your social security number, and a fancy Dan exclamation points on the end of it. Ernest asks, the live class is going to start at 9:25 from now on. Yes, that is correct. Ernest, the reason for that is my first period class is Principles of IT, and the Principles of IT class only happens first period. So I kind of need to do that class's live stream at that time. As far as my BIM classes go, though, this is my first BIM class, so I will be recording the session from this class right here. Basically, I flip-flopped the 2 classes in my schedule. So that's how that works from now on. All right, so you will use your student ID as your username, and you will use your password that you normally log into computers with. If you don't know the last 4 of your social, ask your person who takes care of you for it, please.
I'm going to go ahead and hold off the 3rd period to do it again. For right now, for 2nd period, you can do your paper roster. 3rd period, I'll come back on so we can do another Google form. It went pretty well. We only had a couple errors, so we're going to clean that up. So 3rd period, I'll come back on and we'll do attendance, do a Google sheet. Thank you.
Okay, so once you get to that screen, the harlandale.net screen for the SSO portal, you should see something called Savvis Easy Bridge. Okay, it for some reason is bigger than all the rest of them. I don't know what that's about on mine, but it says Savvis Easy Bridge. That used to be the Pearson people who made the textbooks that we are not allowed to touch because of COVID. Y'all don't want to touch textbooks that other kids have touched, right? You know, yucco germs and everything. Okay, so click on the old Easy Bridge right there. It'll authenticate your account real quick. The school district has already aligned everything. Should be able to do it. Now, you should see your class with Lincoln Business Information Management in there somewhere, and a little arrow that you can click to see the textbook. So click this little arrow. You get a little textbook information. You can click on that. It's going to take you to another page. And you should be able to find classes. Okay. And in the classes, you will find assignments. Okay. Find the assignments. Easy mistakes. Okay. Okay, when you see them, yes, if you have not done this kind of stuff before, you will get the Summits Realize thing where it's like you have to set up your account. Go ahead and choose some information, choose some icons and images and stuff like that, and then you're good to go. Do that quickly now. Do that. Page. All right. Now, if you see the massive U, click on the massive U. And you should get another thing that says massive U, which for some reason happens. I don't know why. I actually asked the guy from this company one time why it was so complicated to do the login for his company. And he basically told me that there were 3 or 4 divisions responsible for each of the separate parts of the information that gets you from point A to point B. And none of them wanted to cooperate with the other divisions to streamline it because it was theirs. And it's like, you can't get your own company to streamline this stuff to make it easier for like your customers to like not have to go through 4 different screens to get this stuff. And they're like, yeah, we're a little messed up sometimes. It's like, great. Okay, so massive view. Click on massive view again. You should get an assignment of some kind. Okay. Okay, mine's being weird. So I'm going to go through a different route. I'm going to go through a different route to get the book because I'm a teacher and I don't have to do the thing that you did. Okay. Once you've clicked on the massive view stuff, you should get a thing that says open a new window. Click on that. And that takes you to the page, the integration page, which is at the top. You will see something that says e-text. Let's please not have our phones out. In the classroom, you have technology in front of you. You do not need to use your phone. Okay, you should see e-text across the top somewhere. Go ahead and get e-text. That's it. Of course. Press it. Press it for glory. Press it for glory and honor. Okay, there might be a couple of screens for you to click through. There might be a few screens for you to click through, trying to walk you through some kind of tutorial, something or another. It's not really helpful, and you don't really need to do much with that. Just go ahead and get through it just to get through it. Okay, go to where I'm going. All right. Okay, so here, complicated as that is, and I will walk us through this a couple of times because it's a bit of a painful process sometimes. I will walk you through this a couple of times until we're all nice and fresh and familiar with it and can do it by ourselves easily. But this is how you get to your online textbook. Okay. Marcos, just click on those just to find, like to choose some icons and stuff. Go to the 4 students, and there's going to be one that says ESO, the SSO sign in. Okay. How are we doing in the chat? Everybody good on the chat? Good. All right. Remember, people, if you are on the live stream, you need to be putting in your name so that we can make sure that you get credit for being in the live chat. Okay. Now, as you can see, you've got a couple of things here. You've got a couple of increasing and decreasing magnifying glasses. If you really want to zoom into some topics, you can use those. You can also do the one in the middle. You can actually like tell it exactly. Oh, no, you can't. That's right. You kind of are stuck with that. These buttons right here basically flip each individual page. If you use the double arrows, it goes to the front of the book or the back of the book. Trust me, that's a really big leap because there's 1,055 pages in this textbook. The one that you really want to go to right here is the one with the 3 bars. That is your chapter selector. Okay, if you click on the thing with the 3 bars and the down arrow right there, you can see the different chapters. Now, it's not super helpful because basically there's only 3 chapters per section. Word has 3 chapters, Excel has 3 chapters. What these chapters have are lessons, okay? There are lessons to talk about each individual little thing that we're going to talk about. So go ahead and click on Word Chapter 1, getting started with Microsoft Word 2016. So getting this little 3-line button right here, click on Word Chapter 1, getting started with Microsoft Word 2016. Joe, it's your same student login as you did with the computer, okay? All right, and here you are. Now, another button that's great is this one right here with the 2 arrows pointing in opposite directions. That is the full screen. Another thing that you have, if you're one of these people that likes to highlight stuff because that helps you learn, there's a little highlighter button right here. You can actually select text, and it highlights it for you in yellow. If you're one of those kind of people that needs that kind of stuff, there you go. There's also some note-taking, some annotations with the little word balloons here, but I don't particularly care to use that myself. Okay, so a lot of the stuff in the first couple of chapters are really basic. As you can see, though, it's lessons. So this is lesson 1. Okay. For the vocabulary, you can see that the words to know are on the outside edge here. Okay, I got to turn off the highlighter. The words that you did for your vocabulary came from these sidebars right here. At the beginning of each lesson, there may be a few words that are new, and so they put them in the words to know section on the sidebar right here. What we do in class is normally we will have a either a Word document that's blank or a Word document that's provided by the company, and I will provide that to you through the Google Classroom. You can see this green, this brown section right here. This is the stuff that we're going to do. This is a class all about doing things to learn things, okay? This is a real hands-on kind of class. So I'm going to show you some stuff. You're going to see it here in the documentation of the book, and then you're going to do that stuff yourself, and that's how you're going to learn. And if you do it 2 or 3 times, it builds a little pathway inside your brain saying this is where this thing goes. Now, my greatest joy in life is to have students learn the things that they need to know. There's 3 stages of that. Number 1 is I know this thing exists. I'd shoot for at least getting you guys to the point where you know that there is a thing that can be done in Word, like the thing that I'm going to teach you about today, okay? I want you to know that that thing exists, okay? That's step 1 of your learning process. Step 2 is I know that that thing exists and it's somewhere in this area. At the very least, you can fumble around a little bit and find it because you know that it's supposed to be somewhere over here. That's the level 2 knowledge. Level 3 knowledge is the ultimate goal, which is I know where it is, I know exactly what it does, and I'm ready to use it because I remember it from Mr. Lankin's wonderful BIM class back when I was in high school. And someday, somewhere, you're going to be doing stuff at work, and you're going to find, like, you're going to have some coworkers around you, and you're going to do some trick in Word or Excel or something like that, and your coworkers are going to be like, what? I didn't even know that existed. And then you're going to be like, thank you, Mr. Lankin. And somewhere out in space, I'll be like, oh, a student used some knowledge. Oh, I feel so good. All right, so that's how we're going to learn stuff. We're going to be doing these brown things We're going to be doing the brown things to get some knowledge, and we're going to work that into your brain by repeatedly doing those things over and over again a couple of times until you get used to it, and then it's great and fine and wonderful. Okay, so like for example on this one talks about starting Microsoft Word. Okay, it says to click Start, which is that little button down at the bottom of corner of your screen, and then All Apps, and then scroll down until you find Word 2016, and then you click Word 2016, or you click Start and you go find those programs, and you click on the Word icon or something like that. Or you can just go to your desktop and double click on the Word icon and open up a new one. Okay, so step-by-step instructions like that is basically how things are going to go. Now, this one is really super basic. I mean, this is for like the people who have never even seen a computer before, I think. So we're going to skip ahead of that a little bit, okay? So scroll on down. We did a couple of things the other day about formatting things and saving documents and stuff like that. We did a little bit of that last week. We didn't do an exercise yet. All right, so here we did overtype mode. So that's lesson 3. Where is lesson 4? All right, lesson 4, page 109. Now you can actually type in here the page that you want to go to. This thing right here in the middle, you can actually type in where you want to go. So if you want to quick jump to that, just go to that thing and type in 109, and it'll jump you to page 109. Okay? Lesson 4, adjusting alignment and spacing. Now, I need everybody to go back to the Google Classroom if you can real quick. Everybody pop on over to back to the Google Classroom real quick. Just a second. Okay, so if you scroll down a little bit from page 109 to page 110, you can see that the first thing that says in the brown section is Open W04 Try A. And you're probably going, what the heck is that, sir? And I'm going to show you right now. Okay, go to your Google Classroom in the stream, and I will add the file. I will add the file that you need to the stream. In just a second. Okay, if this happens again, I'll probably try and post this into the same post as the meeting start. And if you need the file, I'm going to have that in the meeting start with the whichever thing has the video for the meeting. Okay, let's go ahead and look in your stream now. Update your stream. You'll see the W04 Try A document. If you click on that, if you do not have a computer that can handle Microsoft Office, you can open with Google Docs. Okay. Let me quickly share the screen that I'm working on right now. It's this one. Okay. So you were in here in the classroom. You clicked on W4 Try A. Oh. Just a second. Some of you guys are in 8th period. I need to share with 8th period as well. Sorry, 8th period people. Okay, so you got your W04 Try A document. You click on it. Okay, just a minute. All right. Now, if you don't have Word, you can open with and go to Google Docs. If you do have Word, you go to the three dots here, open a new window. Three dots on the side, open a new window. It brings it up in this format. And you can use the download button right here to download the documents. Okay, it's going to download in the bottom. You can click it, open. It says, all right, there's a thing that says always open files of this type. I would click on that because that's very helpful. So you click on it, and then you go up again, and you say open. And then it'll open a Word document for you. Sometimes it's just slow. Yep. So okay, we've had this happen a couple times. It's really weird. I don't know what it was. It's going yeah. I know. Okay, if you're getting that weird screen that says it's got like weird numbers saying that the file can't be found and stuff like that, just go ahead and open it up as a Google Doc. Okay. Now you've got some text here. A lot of times that's all that these documents are, is some pre-text that you can use to experiment on and learn stuff, and then also the other ones, the applies and the practices. Those are the ones where it's like, you know, you've got some pre-text and you're told how to fix it, and then you do the fixing. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and present my Word document. Alrighty then. So my Word document here, I'm going to show that now. If you are in the classroom, if you are in the classroom, you can follow along on the Word your Word document on the board here. You can follow along with what I'm doing. You also have your screen that shows the book. You can use the book. If you are a person who is at home, you can also, you know, follow along as best you can. You can flip between the textbook and the Word document. But one of the things that we need to learn about today is using alignments. There are different ways that words can be seen on the screen. Sometimes it's necessary to have them on one side of the page. Sometimes it's necessary to have them on the other side of the page. For example, business letters require you to have a certain setup for them, like addresses and names and stuff like that. They all go on the left-hand side of the page. Okay. Signatures and stuff like that, though, they always go on the right-hand side of the page. So you can actually set these things up for the right-hand side of the page. Sometimes you want stuff to be square in the middle of the page so that you can see it bright and center. Okay, that is something else that you can do. And there's also a fourth thing, which is actually called justify. And justify is the thing that makes everything try and touch both sides of the page. Okay. So it's like not only is it touching the left-hand side, but it's also trying to touch the right-hand side too. And sometimes it's really weird. It stretches out the words to make that happen. It's kind of funky. All right, so let's see what the book has to say. On page 110, aligning text horizontally, it says step 1, open W04, try A. We have done it. Then it says save as W04, try A. This is optional. Okay, you can save your documents to your desktop, your tries. But get this, folks, the try document is never something that you're going to turn into me. The try is always a practice document where I'm showing you how to do things. I don't ever ask for those to be turned in. Okay, it's always going to be an apply or a practice or something like that. It's never going. Don't ever turn in the try document to me. That's useless. Okay, so the try document is there for you to screw around with, to mess with, to see how things work, and to familiarize yourself with the equipment. Okay. All right. Click anywhere in the first paragraph. So here's the first paragraph. This is the first paragraph. You can tell it's the first paragraph if you go here. Check this out. See this little backwards looking filled in P thing right here? That is actually called the paragraph markers. It's actually the thing called showing invisible objects, okay? This shows formatting things that like don't get printed. So if you click on this button, you see a bunch of little things here. It's like, this means you press the enter key. That's what that means, that little pound, that little P symbol right there. That means you press the enter key there, okay? So that means it's also the end of the paragraph. So this whole thing right here is the paragraph. So click anywhere in here. Just click anywhere. Okay? Once you're on there, go up here in the paragraph section of your ribbon here, and you can see that one of them is darkened in, and it's the one that's for the right-hand adjustment or the right-hand alignment. Take a look. All of these words, they touch the right-hand side of the screen. They do not touch the left-hand side of the screen on this paragraph right here. Only touches the left-hand side, or the right-hand side. So it's right alignment right now. Okay? Click over here with this little button right here. This little button right here is the line left. It flips it back over to the left-hand side. Okay? Now, select the second and third paragraphs. Quick and easy way to do that is to click and drag. This is the part where you do what I'm doing. Okay, so click and drag through the second and the third paragraph. Okay, click on the one in the middle here that looks like this one, and that will center it. Okay, that means centering means equal space left and right. Okay, if it takes 4 spaces and on the left and 4 spaces on the right to make this thing look like it's in the middle, then that's what you get. Okay. On the second row, it looks like it takes 8 spaces or so on each side to make it appear in the middle because it's a shorter sentence. So that's center alignment. Okay? Now click on the 4th paragraph. Anywhere in this area right here. It says most text is left aligned, but right align is used to position text flush with the right. Center alignment may be used to certain titles and headings. Okay? Let's go ahead and click on the right alignment here. Finally, the last paragraph. Highlight this last paragraph. Now you're going to see what that justify thing that I was talking about is all about. Go ahead and go for the 4th of these alignment options, the one that looks like straight blocks of text. Click on it, and now you can see the left-hand side, each sentence touches. The right-hand side, each sentence basically touches. You'll see this a lot in books. Like printed books and stuff like that, all of the paragraphs in a book are usually touching both the left side of the column and the right side of the column. Okay. All right. Now, one thing that we can do with this is do it the easy way. Go back up to this one right here, this first paragraph right here. Okay. Get somewhere in this first paragraph. The easy way is not to do what we just did. The easy way is to just press Control-R. Hold down the Control key. Bottom of your keyboard, there's a CTRL key. Take your pinky, hold down that button, then press the R key on your keyboard. Control-R causes things to align to the right. Highlight the next 2. Take your left hand. Your right hand. Take your right pinky. Hold down Control. Press L. Control L causes things to go to the right. To the left. Good Lord, I'm off today. Okay, so Control R is to the right. Control L is to the left. How do you center stuff? Control what? Wrong. Trick question. Control C is copy. Control C is copy. So that's not it. So what's the next letter in the word center? E. So Control E is center. Highlight the third. Highlight this next paragraph here. It says most text. Control E will center whatever you're doing. And Control J is the one that does justify. Control J is justify. But Control E is the tricky one. Control E is centering. Control C is copying. Control X is cutting, and Control V is pasting. So cut, copy, paste are right next to each other, X, C, and V. So the easy way to remember that is Control X is to cut, Control C is to copy, and Control V is to paste something in right there. Paste it in with V. V. Okay? You just squeeze it in there with a Control V. Okay? So, Control E. Oh, quiet, phone. Why are you bothering me right now? Turn my ringtone off. Okay, so Control E is to center the text. Control J justifies. Control L is for left alignment. Control right, R is for right alignment. And those are all wonderful, dandy, fine things. Okay, now back to the Google Classroom, please. We'll be much better prepared next time. I'm going to add another file. This is try B. And while I'm at it, also do try C. Yes, we're going for broke. We're going to do 2 files at the same time. Okay, and it's posted. Go back to the Google Classroom, download W04 Try B document. We really didn't have to do this, but it's like, you know, we're just getting used to it stuff now. Okay. Now, if you are a Google Chrome, if you're a Google Docs user, it's okay to use Google Docs. It works fine. The thing that you have to remember whenever you're doing Google Docs is that Google Docs is something called Software as a Service, SaaS. If you get deep into computer stuff and you start working for companies like Microsoft and Google and stuff like that, SaaS is a new thing that they're trying to push where everything is basically not stored on your computer anymore. It is a service that you get from that company over the internet. Okay, so whereas Microsoft is trying to sell you Word, basically downloaded onto your computer, the Word program in all of its robustness with its extra fancy stuff. Google is trying to get you to use Google Docs, but the thing is that everything that Google Docs does goes over the internet, and so it can't be a super duper robust program with all kinds of bells and whistles, because that kind of stuff requires a lot of bandwidth, and you can't necessarily assure, you know, like you can't be assured that the customer is going to have a good online connection. So Google Docs is actually a very stripped down, really basic version of Word. So some of the things that you have in Word that are cool to do, you will not find in Google Docs. Okay? But if you are in Google Docs, you can see right at the top, there's like the same little buttons for left, right, alignment, and justify. Now, on Word, I am now going to stop presenting the one that I was presenting before, and I'm going to present the new one that I'm doing. Okay, hopefully everybody's had time to pull up this document. I gave you a bunch of time to do that. Now, vertical alignment. Vertical alignment. On page 111, vertical alignment means that the document is going to have the words centered up and down on the screen somehow. Sometimes you have them centered to the top. Most of the time they're going to be centered to the top. Sometimes they're put all the way down on the bottom of the screen, and sometimes you put them in the middle. When you go to college, the first page of any college paper that you do in the APA style format, you have to have a cover page, and that cover page has to list a bunch of things, and that stuff has to be centered in the middle of the page. So this is a very important thing for you college-bound people because APA style requires it. Now, go to the View tab. Go to the View tab, which is up here at the top in the blue area. And you're going to want to put it on one page to make sure that you can see an entire page at a time. Okay? So click on one page to show the page. Okay, so on the View tab, one page, pull it up like this. Okay? All right, now to the Layout tab, once again in the blue area, these are things across the top are called tabs. The Layout tab deals with how things are laid out, how things look on the page, the sizing, the margins, all that good stuff. Okay? So, as you can see on page 111, if you're looking at the textbook, on the Layout tab, click the Page Setup Group Dialog Box Launcher, blah, 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 blah. What does that mean? That means open up by clicking this little corner with an arrow coming out of it. Okay, right underneath the word hyphenation, you'll see a little corner with an arrow coming out of it. This is called a dialog box launcher. Basically, these are a bunch of things that you can do, but here comes the deep knowledge. Okay, when you get that dialog box launcher opened up, eventually, oh my gosh, I killed my computer. All right. In these kind of dialog boxes, there are a number of lots of different things that can be done, much more so than what you have on the thing here. Okay? One of the things that you can do, orientation, page and landscape, multiple pages, margins, changing stuff. You can look at the paper, you can set up the paper type, and then you can also go to the layout. And in the middle, there's a thing called vertical alignment. Okay? On the Layout tab, the vertical alignment, top is usually where it's at. But if you need to do your APA style documentation, you put it on center. You put it on center and the words will appear in the middle of the page. Okay, and if you put more words in, it does it from the middle instead of from the top down to the bottom. It does it from the middle outwards. Say okay. And now your words appear in the middle. For those of you on Google Docs, okay, a little harder to do on Google Docs. Let me see if I remember how to get it done. Format. You know what? I'm going to stop presenting that one. I'm going to start presenting a tab. Okay. I believe it's format. Where was it? Oh my gosh, we've run out of time for today. So we're going to go ahead and cut out for today. There will be some stuff that we can do. There's just a few more things to look at in about paragraph stuff in lesson 4, and there will be an assignment to do later. All right, so thanks a lot. See you guys later. As for everybody in the chat, sorry, see you later, gotta go. The rest of them is way back there that way.